Welcome to South Charlotte Sports Report Live. It is Monday night Champions Night. I am so excited to have two state champions here with us tonight. Madeline Hill, Cuthbertson High School, cross country 3A champion. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good.
Murphy Smith, 4A state boys champion. RD Kell, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Let's go back a little bit. I'll start with Madeline. When did it all begin for you, Madeline? When did you become a runner?
So I started back in 6th grade. I decided to during track just to do a sport. My parents wanted me to do a sport, and I ended up really liking it. Joined cross country, loved that too, and just kept going from there.
Do you feel you're a cross country runner or a long distance track runner, or is that all in the same in some respects?
I'm both. Yeah, I'm definitely both of those things.
Okay.
I usually do the mile and the 2 mile. Those are
okay. Murphy, when did it all begin for you?
It began for me in 7th grade. Then it became like my main sport, and I took it seriously 8th grade.
So Madeline had a program in middle school. Cuthbertson, if there's a better middle school cross-country program in America, I don't know about it. Wouldn't you agree, Madeline? It is just incredible what they have out there. But you did not have a middle school program. Were you at Community House or J.M. Robinson?
I was at Community House, and we had like a club team called Fit 180.
I've heard of that. Okay, so that was kind of what got you going.
Yes, sir.
Was the success instant? Were you all of a sudden, as soon as both of you started, the best in your grade? Were you at the top, Madeline, or did it take a lot of work?
I definitely wasn't at the top right away. It took me a little bit to get into the sport. When I first started, I wasn't so sure about it. But once I started realizing that I had some potential for the sport, I started like, oh, this is cool. I started getting more interested, and I started working harder and harder to get where I am now.
Murphy, did it come easy for you?
I mean, it came somewhat easily, but then like it took some effort. Like the first season I didn't take it that seriously, and I was like good, but I wasn't great. And then I'd like to say the following year I put in a lot more work over this summer and got a lot better and saw a lot of results quickly.
And I really noticed with you, Murphy, like the last year, you've really come on strong, wouldn't you say?
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long ride, but it's been good.
Do either one of you have parents that were awesome runners or anything like that? Did you inherit anything from them, or is this just a sport you picked up on your own, Madeline?
My parents, they did a little running in high school just for fun. I think it was just for fun for them at that point. They never told me anything about them being like like a superstar, but I think they mostly just did it for fun.
Murphy?
My dad did football in high school, and then now he does ultra marathons. But my grandpa actually, he was a like SEC indoor 400-meter champion.
So there's something there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the present. Madeline, let's talk about you. Obviously, for both of you, a unique season, not as many meets, those kind of things. But once you got to the state championship, Madeline, did you talk about your race and your time that you had? How did it go?
It went pretty well. I mean, during the 2nd mile of the race, I didn't think I was going to place nearly as high as I did. I was like in 4th place for most of the race until like the last 800 meters. Something just clicked in my mind. I decided that I had to go for it.
And then your time to win was?
18:11.
What's your best ever cross-country time?
I ran a 17:50 in October.
Where did you do that at?
That was I can't remember the name of the course. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, though.
And this championship for both of you was in the Raleigh area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Right, Murphy, where were you at?
It was Winston-Salem.
Oh, I'm way off. Way off. Okay. Murphy, what about your race? I know for both of you, there were heat races because they didn't put everybody on the course at the same time. How did yours go?
So I was in the faster heat per se, but it was based off of team qualifications. But the first heat actually ended up being deeper, so they had more guys go through the 2 mile together. And the winner of the first heat ran 15:46, and then so then I saw what I needed to hit, and I came through the mile 10 seconds slower than they did. but I was like sitting behind people. Then I made my move about halfway through the race and was completely solo from there. And then it was really hard, but I ended up beating the time by 2 seconds and ran 15:44.
That's fantastic. Very happy for you. Madeline, you guys won the state title as a team too, correct?
Yes.
Tell me, you gotta get some love to your teammates here.
Oh yeah.
Tell me who was out there earning points with you.
So most of the race, I ran with my teammate Lily. I think that really helped me just kind of stay in the game because for a point of the race, I was really kind of like down on myself. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but it helped to have Lily there, and of course Alyssa helped to have her.
Got to give last names. Got to tell us their last names. Lily.
Oh, Lily Nasta and Alyssa Preciano. Yeah, those are my two running buddies.
But how many runners were with you to score points? I mean, what?
Yes. Yeah, we had 7 of us there. Yeah, Lily Nasta, Charlotte Bell, Stella Kernis, Marissa Boslin. Trying to get them all. Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot. Somebody's gonna be mad at you. Cut them out. I'm sorry. She didn't mean to.
I know.
Murphy, now, Madeline, you've had pretty much the same coaches at Cuthbertson throughout, correct?
Yeah, pretty much all through middle school and high school.
Do you want to give them a plug?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely great to have them all throughout like middle school and high school because they've become like family to me because of how close we've become. But yeah, it's been really nice how they to have them through like especially like now and during like this time where like we weren't able to see them as much. I still was able to like communicate with them over text a lot and actually was able to get like really close to them. And even though this time was kind of crazy.
Murphy, you want to talk about your coaching?
Yeah, my coaching's been good for the last year and a half, or 2.5 years actually, because we had a coach who had to leave after my first year and a half, and then Coach Roberts, he moved in to be our coach, and he's been great for our program. We moved up in the state a lot. We've had a lot of guys improve a lot, and this past year it was our best place at states ever, and we got 3rd, so that was exciting.
It almost didn't happen, Murphy. 10, 12 days ago, Charlotte Mecklenburg School says, we're taking a pause with sports. In that meeting, which I don't know if you've watched or done, your season was over.
Yeah, I was
go ahead.
I was watching the meeting and I was like so nervous. I was like, if it gets canceled, I was thinking of the people I've got to email and say thank you for supporting sports. And then the people, like, there was one lady who was strongly against it. And I was like, I'm going to have to say like what this means to her. And like, it'd be sad to see all this hard work go to waste.
So the decision was made. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
And in that meeting, within a course of just a couple of minutes,
mm-hmm.
the superintendent gets talked back into letting cross country and volleyball finish, but says swimming can't. So
mm-hmm.
you were that close to
mm-hmm.
not being a state champion.
Yeah, it was stressful watching the meeting for sure, but happy that they let us do it. Feel bad for all the swimmers who lost their season. I mean, I know they're trying to appeal it and all that sort of stuff, but we'll see what happens with that.
And that's the thing I would tell both of you, and I've lived this for 11 months now, as both of you know how vocal I've been about sports. You can't advocate just for your sport.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to advocate for all sports because right now basketball is a mess. Mm-hmm. And men's soccer should have started tonight. Lacrosse, those guys are on hold. They can't do anything. Now in Union County, everything is rolling. They have a totally different approach to it. Everything is good, but always advocate for every other sport. Mm-hmm. Madeline, you've got great college news that obviously makes me very happy with what my alma mater is, but will you share your college news?
So I signed to go to East Carolina University not too long ago.
So you're going to be a Pirate.
Yes, really excited about that.
What made you choose East Carolina?
So, fortunately, I was able to go visit the school. Like, I started looking really early, so like I was able to like go and see the campus my junior year, and get a really good connection with the coach and even some of the girls, and that really like made me want to pick ECU because the
So
connection.
you were able to go before the pandemic. So you were able to really see what East Carolina is all about, which I know made a big difference. Now, Murphy, you're still undecided,
Mhm.
but obviously, I say obviously, you're going to go to college to run cross country, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm narrowing down my decision, and hopefully I'll announce within the next couple weeks.
Good. I'm excited for both of you. If you guys could offer any advice to maybe runners in middle school or younger high school runners, what would it be, Madeline?
I would just say don't compare yourself, because I know that can be hard when like some girls are having like their very best year and like you're having like a down year. Just don't compare yourself, because everyone's at like a different point in that journey.
Murphy?
I would say just focus on your goals and always keep that in mind, because I remember when I walked in the door freshman year, I wanted to leave a state champion. And I remember like looking up at the banners that hung in the gym, wanting to get my name on there. And I end up happening this just a few days ago. So it's great that I did. I wouldn't have accomplished that without dreaming and focusing on that goal day in and day out.
Which is really neat. You just said it. You're going to have a banner
Mm-hmm.
in the Ardukel gym. It's not going to say your team name. It's going to say your name. And
Yes,
that
sir.
is that's pretty unique and a special thing. And granted, at some point, we'll all be allowed to go back in that gymnasium. Who knows when? But that's really exciting. One more question I want to talk to both of you about. How big of a challenge, especially in March, April, and May, was that pandemic to you being able to stay focused on your goals, or did it really end up being something that made you better because you had more time to run? Madeline?
It was definitely kind of a bummer at first, because I was like worried about even being able to race, or like how the season would end out. But I didn't worry too much. I just tried to focus on like what I could control at the moment, which was just training and like leading the team, and it all ended up working out. So,
Murphy, how was your pandemic, that early part when we didn't know anything and we were really stuck at home?
I would say training was going good. It was nice because you could wake up whenever you wanted. You didn't have the constraints of school and all that. But I was definitely mentally having a tough time with it all, and I was kind of had a little rough part, just motivation. But once I had this season, I got my goals in mind. Definitely refocused and became better for it.
Murphy, if you don't mind me asking, I'm going to venture a little bit away from cross country. You have essentially been locked out of your school for 11 months.
Yes, sir.
What is that like? I was talking with one of your classmates the other day, and you know, his reply was, "I'm angry, I'm mad, I want to be in the building. It's lonely. I turn on my computer for class, and you know, there's 3 kids that have their cameras on, 11 kids that don't, and 10 other kids that aren't in class. And this is a student that's similar to your level of being a student at RDKL. Be real with me right now. What are you feeling?
I'm not like, I wish we could be in the building and I wish things were different, but I try not to let it affect my daily life, because in the end, right now I do have a lot more time on my on my hands, because I don't have a first block this year, so I essentially don't start class until 10:20, which is really nice.
That's
and I
really
get out,
nice. Yeah.
and I'm out by 2:10, and I have a 40-minute lunch break in there, so it's pretty relaxed for me. So, but I understand why it's hard for other people, because it is a lot harder to like focus. Like I have trouble sometimes doing the homework immediately after school. Like it'll take me time and I procrastinate more. But other than that, I try to look at it as positive as I can.
Are you really pulling for being able to go back inside of your building before it's over with? Before you graduate?
I actually opted for all online.
Oh, so you're out. There we go.
Yeah, just because.
But you know what I'm saying there.
Yeah. Like if you told me Corona could go away and we could go back into school without masks on, I would love that. But it's just I'm not gonna let it get me down or focus on that every day, because on the other side, I don't have to worry about like COVID contact tracing, because it's all up to me what I do. So that is an added bonus of being.
That is a very big bonus, and Madeline probably deals with that a little bit, being in school for a couple days a week. My son is at a school that goes every day, and boy, I can't tell you the amount of days that he has not been allowed inside of his school because he was sitting too close to somebody else. But the contact tracing, you're right, and it could have gotten either one of you. It could have knocked either one of you out from the state championship at the wrong time. But listen, you two are two wonderful representatives of our area. You have done an amazing job. I know that you will have a big time success in the track season. And it has been really fun just being an advocate of sports and the things that I do in youth sports, to have watched both of you and to have known about both of you for many years. And your coaches have been a big part of keeping me informed. So I congratulate you. You're state champions, and no one can ever take that away. And all the best as you get ready for track season, Madeline. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Murphy, keep it going, buddy. Let me know when you make that decision. Make sure if you put it on Twitter or anything, you tag me, okay?
I'm sure it'll be all over Twitter. Thank you.
All right, buddy. This has been Tripper Oaks with his two special guests, state champions Madeline Hill and Murphy Smith. We'll be back again later in the week. Thanks, everyone, and have a great night.